Tim is wondering if you could perhaps share, Chris, what would be some good questions to ask a judge in critique that would help their group? And I'll give you a chance to kind of think about this for a second.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, in general, what would perhaps be some good questions? While Chris thinks about that, the first thing I want to mention is that you should definitely listen to all of your commentary before critique. I think at this point, everybody knows that, but make every effort possible to listen to that. It's really hard to come in with good questions for a judge if you haven't already heard them working through your show and giving you feedback in real time. So that cannot be overstated how important listening to the commentary is. And then really coming in with some notes prepared ahead of time. Write out your questions by hand, maybe on the back of an envelope or something like that, one for each one of the judges that you're going to talk to, so that you're organized, you've kind of got a game plan of how you want to spend those 3 minutes, and you're prepared to maximize that time. So Chris, with that being said, what are some of the questions that you would encourage people to ask during that time?
Yeah, pretty blue sky, kind of just blue skying it from there. They, given the 4 separate caption considerations that'd be stuff to unpack within each of those. Again, understanding now that judges they're always looking for what the impression is as the show goes on. We talk about judging through time, judging over time. We even added it to the sheets now. So one question might be what was your, as a judge, what was your impression of the show? What may have as the show went on, what may have changed your impression of the show? So specifically, was it in the more analytical captions, is it how well the performers, is the training evident? These are genuine questions asked. Is it obvious that they're being trained? Does it seem like what's being written for them is compatible? Does it seem like something that they'll be able to maximize? When it comes to just more of the programmatic side, does the show have an identity? Was the show memorable? And I know you judged like 18 groups today. Thinking back to my show at Blue Central High School, how memorable, how much of an identity did my show have in and amongst the other ones you saw? Do you remember me, Blue Central High School? I was on at 9:30 this morning.
Right.
Okay, we'll work on that. So it's those types of considerations. The bigger picture, because it's specifically within a critique setting, the judge is going to have notes, and the judges have fantastic tools nowadays as far as taking pictures, any kind of memory joggers, triggers. But looking more macro will get them the faster, most effective answer, I think, just because of the time frame. As you see a judge more and more throughout the season, if it's a judge you know very well and you can already have a candid conversation with them, you can just go, boom, let's talk about the quad line, blah, blah, and you can dig a little more deeply into that moment. But anything more macro, anything that'll help you stand out from a competitive identity, programmatic identity throughout the show can go a long way.
That's great advice. Everybody that's watching, rewind this part, listen to it again, because those are some great conversation starters for you to dive into and things that I think will be really beneficial for your group going forward.